All right, we back, man, on location. Blackest One in the building. You know what I'm saying? Knuckleheads in the building. We got a special guest today, man. LA's on. Young boy fresh.
LA legend.
Boy put the double nickel on people's head as a rookie. BJ, Brandon Jennings, Mr. Tuff Crowd, Mr. Hostile Territory. He in here talking his ish, man.
What's up?
Yeah.
I'm in here with the legends. The legends. The legends for real.
It's a blessing.
First question we always ask everybody is, who's the first person to bust your ass when you got to the league? Who was the first person to be like, man, this that level?
The first person to bust my ass would have to be Gilbert Arenas.
Ooh,
yeah.
Zero.
Chill,
Yeah. And he actually told me before the game too he was gonna bust my ass. He was like, yo, young fella, it don't even matter tonight. It was my rookie year too. And
sound about right, like
yeah, man. I had to see him like 3 times that year.
And he
just every time.
This was when he was in his swerve.
Hibachi. This was Washington
Hibachi for sure. Yeah, Hibachi for sure.
So you chose Dominguez to go to high school.
Yeah.
Like first time I ever heard Dominguez High School, Tyson Chandler was going there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What made you
Prince.
Not the first time I heard. I didn't
me,
know where
you a young boy.
Tayshaun went, but I knew Tyson. Yeah, I'm a young boy. But what made you choose Dominguez to go to?
Well, actually, I was the ball boy for Dominguez when Tyson Chandler was there.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's actually a picture of me and Tyson Chandler together, and I was the ball boy. So I was following Dominguez ever since I was like,
dude.
Yeah, like 9, 10 years old. So it was already destined.
In Anaheim. We went to the game, Tyson High School game in Anaheim.
Yep.
Who did they play?
I forgot who they played.
Inglewood.
That was your homeboy with the D'Angelo, what's his name?
Yeah.
Collins
Yeah.
or Holland?
Yeah.
Collins. That was
In Anaheim. We went to
D'Angelo
that.
Collins versus
And you was
Tyson.
in there.
Yep.
Young Brandon Jennings was in the
and you know
spot.
what's crazy?
That's
And
crazy.
you know what's crazy? It's a crazy story. You asked me to go get you some red vines because you was sitting on you was sitting front row. And
That
you was
sound like you
and
like
then-
red
That's love
vines.
right there,
and you
bro.
was like, hey, little homie, go get me some red vines. I was like, yeah, for sure. Like,
Straight up.
I was
straight
hyped.
up.
I was hyped too. I was
that's
hyped.
crazy.
And then the next day, I made my mom go get me a Darius Miles jersey. Swear to God.
Man, it
Swear to
was meant
God.
for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, this shit mean a lot to me right now.
So Dominguez, the history, you say you grew up in it and so forth on, like, when you finally got the opportunity to play, like, how was that?
Man, I mean, the experience was great. I only spent 2 years there though, because I finished at Oak Hill. So my first 2 years was cool. I mean, but I didn't really become who I wanted to be as a player until I got to Oak Hill.
What made you choose Oak Hill? Like, what did you know about Oak Hill before you went? Because I'm gonna tell you this story about Oak Hill. Like,
Okay.
my high school, when I first got to high school, my sophomore year, that was my first year of high school. My high school closed, so I can go anywhere. And they merged with our rival schools. So I was talking to Rashad Karoof and all these other people. They was like, Oak Hill. And I was like, man, I want to go to Oak Hill because ain't nobody going to see me in East St. Louis. Like, I want to at least get an opportunity for somebody to see me. So they told me about Oak Hill, and they was like, man, the closest thing to Oak Hill is a gas station, which is 20 miles away. Then the next town is like 40 miles away.
yeah.
So I'm like, all right, that's cool. I was like, but it's girls there and stuff. They like, yeah, it's girls there, but they on one side of the school and y'all on the other side of the school. So I'm like, y'all can't talk. I get dressed every day for school for girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I put
there.
my gear out on the chair just for the girls at school because I got to look fly. And if I can't go to school for girls, I can't go.
Right,
So I was like, nah, I can't go to Oak Hill. What makes you choose Oak Hill? And I know they done told you this is in the hills in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it was actually one of my actually a dude I looked up to, Marcus Williams, who went to UConn. And Willie, he was like one of my a guy I used to look up to a lot growing up playing basketball, and he went there, and then I just wanted to go there. All the powerhouses like Carmelo Anthony, KD, Rondo, Ty Lawson,
Oak Hill
you know what I'm saying, number one. So it was like, and being from California, I wanted to test my my game against the East Coast.
Yeah, Steve Smith. I always liked Steve Smith. He was always like a player coach.
Yeah,
I was like,
for
man,
sure.
for him to get all them stars or all them NBA players or all them different personalities, he got to be a special person.
Yeah, man. I mean, he the easiest coach to play for.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a guard.
Yeah.
Because he's just gonna let you go. and he gonna put you in the toughest situations. But if you want to, we play in some tough environments too. Man, when I was in high school, it was tough.
Like games, like your game.
Mm-hmm.
Like who installed the game in you? Like
Who installed?
like you know how you got them, like my cousin installed the game and he was kind of teaching me, and I was always around him.
I would say that
games and stuff like that. And
my cousins, they were football players too.
And they
my
installed
cousins, my cousin Steve and Chris, they kind of installed it because they was always older than me. So only way I can get on the court if I didn't cry. So they was like, they was about, I was like maybe 9. They was like 13, 14. So that's the only way I could get on the court if I didn't cry.
I feel like that story you told, it's like you destined to make it to the league. You the ball boy, you around Tyson Chandler, you seeing all this energy. And you see a lot of NBA players or other players when they be around a league or a college energy, be around these player energy, it'd be like, man, that's the next generation. Like you always got them players that's in the league now, or like Paul, or like you say, like, man, I remember this moment where I was here and it put me high. Like we used to go to Jordan camp. Like shit, this is Jordan. This is high as high. I'm 15 years old in high school going to Jordan camp. It was like I was the chosen one from where I'm from. Who else around me where I'm from? I'm going to Jordan camp, and then I come back to summer and I'm looking at the hood like, man, I was just with Mike this summer.
Hey, so that's
how it was for me when I was 13, 14. We played on Master P's AAU basketball team. And Master P, had all of it. That's when we used to go to the Disney World, and then I think it was, you remember the AAU tournaments we used to meet up against when it was 13, 14?
Yeah,
we used
Nationals
to,
and all
the
that
Nationals,
shit.
Yep. I think we had won the Nationals when I was 13. And that had kind of changed my basketball life too. I was like, oh yeah, I know I can play.
That's it.
Yeah, this is it.
So talk about the impact, that's a good point he made. You being around Tyson and seeing everything. Like this boy was on CNN in 8th grade. Then go straight out of high school, top 5 pick. So for you to be the ball boy, being around that, know him, you can interact with him, that made it something that you could touch and something that's real for you. You seeing this on a regular, and this somebody, this ain't somebody you seen on TV or internet. It's somebody that you literally, I'm the ball boy, I see him on a regular, and you see him go achieve that. So for you, that had what talk about the impact that had on you, seeing him do that.
I mean, just like you said, being the ball boy. I think Tyson had an Escalade.
did.
You know what I'm saying? In high school, he used to let me get in the back seat, in the back of the trunk in the Escalade, ride with him in the back to go to the classroom, locker rooms and stuff, and just to be around him like that. Here, take my shoes, put my shoes in. It was like, what the hell? And then the next, and then you know what I'm saying? Then the next year he getting drafted. It's like, yo, what the? It's like, yo, okay, I can make it.
I can do it.
I know I can do it. He came out of here. It's like, that's it right there. That sparked something in you.
Straight up.
Anybody.
They didn't have Jordan Brand all-star game when we came out of high school. They just really had the McDonald's game, and they had a Nike Bluegrass all-star game.
Was the Round Ball Classic in at that time with Sonny? No.
Wait, that was Adidas.
Yeah.
No, they weren't having that no more. When I came out, they weren't having that no more. It was just McDonald's game, and Nike had one. They didn't really have, everything else was kind of local, your state.
I
You know,
think
you
Round Ball been
also
there the whole time, because it was there when you came through. It was there.
No. The Round Ball stopped. I think the Round Ball stopped. I think maybe, I don't know. Was it OJ's year or before OJ's year? But it stopped way before that. I think Greg Oden's year maybe.
So that's what I'm saying. It lasted past his time. No, I'm saying because for me, because it was
just
I
I'm a Nike
I didn't
guy.
go because it was Adidas.
Okay.
I went to the Kentucky Derby.
That's where I went.
Back then, that's what I went to. They had the Kentucky Derby Classic,
In
so I
Louisville.
went to that in Kentucky.
Yeah,
So I went to that
one.
instead of the Nike people went to that. Adidas people went to the Round Ball, and then it was either the McDonald's, and then you only had one game left, and I played in the Hoop Summit.
Right. Okay.
The Jordan Brand Classic. I know that was kind of fresh starting when you come. I wish we could have played the Jordan Brand Classic. To do that, to be selected from a high school team to be playing in Jordan Top High School, I know that's an honor.
Yeah. I mean, we met Mike.
I was in Slam, had all the fits on. I was like, look at
that
this.
boy look
And
dope.
we played in the Garden.
Right, that's right.
Yeah. Our year was in the Garden.
So
I got
your first
MVP
time ever in the Garden.
Yeah, first
You
time
had
ever.
14 dimes, didn't you?
Yeah, 14 dimes.
I remember that.
And then Mike gave
Number
us all that.
3.
Yeah, all that.
All
Yeah,
that
had
gear.
the Gumby, all that. You
I
see
mean,
me,
you
you
see
see me
me
out
a
there
little
looking like
slow.
Bobby Brown.
That's right.
Ooh, that's when the marketing. That's when I was like, I can't go to college. I'm out. I'm hitting with the Gumby and the high top. I'm out of here. Yo. I'm out of here. I'm not
you
going
had
to
the high
class.
top at McDonald's,
I'm
right?
definitely worth $1 million. Yeah, all that. I'm definitely worth
remember
$1 million.
that.
I know I can get $1 million.
Straight
Out of
up.
here.
Playing that game against Select, what was your first time meeting Mike? How was it?
The first time, well, actually, I don't even remember meeting Mike in high school. I remember meeting Mike my rookie year, and we had played Charlotte, and he had flew in, and then one of the guys who was working with the boys was like, "Yo, Mike came because he wanted to see what you was about." So as I'm walking into the arena to the game, Mike's like, he comes, he was like, "Yo, what's up, BJ?" I was like, "What's up, Mike?" Like, and then I
Mike
was just
know
like,
your name.
Yeah. I was like, "Ooh, Mike knew me. Ooh, Mike knew me. I'm nice. I'm nice." I only got excited twice when Mike knew me, when AI knew me, and when I first met Obama. Because I met Obama because we had the senator from Milwaukee was our owner, so we was able to get in the White House, and Obama was like, "Yo, what's up, Lefty?" And this was like after I hit 55. I said, "Ooh, I'm on."
On straight up. Hey, that's that's motivation. Mike was definitely.
You can't tell me nothing.
Look, we got
You
something.
can't tell me nothing. And then we played Gilbert that night, and Gilbert gave me 30. I was like, damn.
You had to bring me back down to earth. Like,
bring me
calm
back down to
young
earth.
fella.
Like,
I
hold
got
on,
this 30
relax.
waiting on you.
Relax.
Mike was definitely one of my moments. When he said my name, it was like, Mike know my name, like know me. Mike, I'm that dude.
Mike was one, but AI was one too. Like,
for sure.
He missed out on this. I
Yeah.
got the first time I ever got to hang with him. He had the chicken pot. He was supposed to be with me that weekend, but so I go out. Man, AI, we get in the limo. Larry Hughes, my OG. He bringing me around because they was teammates. We get in the limo. He's like, "You gonna go with us tonight?" We get in the limo, and man, got in. I'm like, a little lame, little rook. Get in. I'm like. He like, "What's up, Q?" I was like, I tap my homeboy Rio next to him, like, yeah, you heard him, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? We up out here. Like,
Right.
Get back to the room. I'm like, "What? Man, we was with AI, we was with Twan." Like, he like, "I don't care. I'm salty. I'm sick."
I was taking oatmeal baths and shit. I was fucked up.
I met AI outside the strip club in Atlanta. That was killer.
Yeah, I know that was a classic
That was
moment.
classic. We was in the strip club. I was like, man, I'm in the strip club. with
AI.
AI went and he gave me his chain
I had
that
35
night.
the next day, too.
He gave me his chain that night, bro. I'm coming straight out of high school. I hadn't even got no chain yet. I had like you remember the old school where you get the diamond cuts in it, where it's fake, it ain't real diamonds, but it kind of, if the light hit it right, it might look like it. I came down, I had the little chain on, like, boom, got the little 3. This is what I had in college, you know what I'm saying? Thought I was killing them. Man, we sitting there. AI told him, "What that is over there?" He like, man, he told him, "Hey, man, go get the shit." Come back down, we sitting there. He came there, I got the real joint, big capital number 3. Mine was a little baby 3. He got the big boy, all stupid studded diamond out, and he put that thing on my neck. I thought I was the boy. I didn't know who I was that night. I was something special though. You hear me?
Hey, I put the chain on you for sure.
Boy, what I was walking around trying to linger around, just trying to look around, be seen. Like he's standing outside the limo for no reason. Get your ass in the car, boy, before somebody slap your ass. Real talk.
I claim you as a straight out of high school.
I do too.
I
I do
we
too.
all.
I do too.
I
for
feel like
sure.
you part of that fraternity that we got of straight out of high school. Not like you college boys, that went to college, but us straight out of high school guys. What made you like set a trend? Like this is like history. You the first person to ever do what you did, to go overseas and then come back. Like what made you choose overseas? Was it a college that you wanted to go to?
Yeah, no, I was for sure going to Arizona. I was for sure going to be a Wildcat. But something had happened with my SAT scores, and I was missing a lot of summer school. So, Sonny Vaccaro, I don't know if y'all know Sonny Vaccaro. Everybody been through Sonny. The godfather of basketball. When it comes to basketball. So Sonny just called me, was like, "Yo, I got a good opportunity for you. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be far away from home, but I think you could do it." So he was just like, "Yo, let's fly to Vegas." And so he flew me and my mom to Vegas, and he was like, "Yo, just go out there and play at Joe Boone's. I think somebody who has a camp out there in Vegas." And I was just out there hooping, and like I got picked up by I was either going to go to Israel or I was going to go to Italy or Spain. And Israel was already out. My mom was like, hell nah. And so then when they said Rome, Italy, Sonny was like, yeah, I think this would be the best spot. So.
Have you ever been overseas before?
Nah, never.
Never been overseas.
Nah, never. But you know why I was so excited? Because I think those 2 years that I spent at Oak Hill helped me like be away from home. So I was just ready for whatever. It didn't even matter. I was just like, well, I'm already away from home. Like, why not? Like,
was it any doubt that you was messing up your chance to go pro?
Yeah, sometimes I used to think about that a lot when I was
While
over
you were there?
Yeah, while I was there, because I wasn't playing at all.
Yeah.
So they wasn't playing me at all. I was only playing like 3 to 5 minutes. But what people didn't see is like the practices, and like I had an actual trainer there every day that was teaching me everything about the NBA. That's why I came out so much
Ready
on
to
fire,
go,
ready to go my my rookie year, because I just had the advantage already.
Other players that you seen overseas, like who was them players that you seen overseas? You were like, man, he can play in the league. He nice. That kind of stood out to you.
Well, my first year overseas when I played Ricky Rubio, he was good to me. He just was way more mature than a lot of us because he'd been playing professional basketball since he was like 16. So he was one of the, actually one of the guys for real that I was really paying attention to a lot.
Yeah. Like, what you think about like Luka? Like, now you see Luka come out from over there, and you see how
I'm
much advanced he is.
I'm not surprised because the game in Europe is different. It's a lot going on. It's it's way more physical. So he just out there touring around now. Because you can't touch him, and he has the freedom to do whatever. So, I mean, to be 19, 20 years old, win a Euro, a cup, and be MVP and all that. This over here is nothing.
So when you decided to go to the draft, what team did you think you was gonna go to outside of the team that drafted you?
I thought I was going to the Knicks for sure. I thought, because that was one of the workouts that I had circled, and that was actually one of my best workouts. That one in Milwaukee. And then I guess me and Scott Skiles, we just clicked. And, I guess he just liked what I did off the pick and roll.
That's rare for somebody.
Scott was cool, man. I mean, to me, Scott was cool. I mean, I was 19. He just gave me the ball and just let me go.
Yeah.
Like, and to be a hard-nosed coach like he is, like everybody say, saying that was rare. Like, he really had a lot of trust in me.
Your seventh game, you scored 55. Yeah. In the biggest league there is, you scored 55. Like, my rookie year, if I would got a 55, boy, I probably wouldn't be here today if I got 55 in my seventh game. You know what I'm saying? In LA, oh my God. Like,
right.
But for you to score 55, like your seventh game in the NBA, and this is the highest level, that's like give you some type of validation, like, yeah, I'm good enough to play on this level?
Well, I always knew I was good enough. I felt like from summer league and throughout everything. Well, even before those games, because my first game, I almost had a triple-double. I had 17, 9, and 9 in Philly, and it was my first game, and I was like, all right, like, I'm ready. Yeah. But doing that in 3 quarters, I don't know, man. Like, I didn't really know what was going on. I was still young. I was still 20. I was just like, man, I know I got practice tomorrow, and I know Scott's gonna be on my ass. Like, so I really didn't have a chance to like really celebrate or really soak it in. It was just more like back to work.
What about now? Since you retired and you look back on your success, you having a 55-point game, because like my career high is 47. What's your
44?
Shit, 55. Not many players in the NBA.
Man, you got double nickel like
score
MJ.
55 fucking points.
Yeah. And I think like 20 assists, right? You was there in Detroit. A 2020 game too.
Yes, I know you got some stats on the list. Like, but you look back on it now that you so far removed from the game, you can appreciate your accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, I played 10 years as a pro. I mean, I'm only 30, so I can still go back and play if I want to. But right now I'm just doing something different in my life that I'm happy with, that I found another love and passion for. But I don't know. I don't know if it's over yet. I feel like I'm going to just wake up one day and just start hooping again.
Oh man, I'm glad we got this right here then. I'm glad we got this right here then. When you came up, who you patting your game after? Like, because like you was different. You was special to me, and it was just like, in this league, like sometimes you can be put in the best position and you can succeed, and sometimes you don't get the opportunity to get that spot too. You got to be kind of a role player. But you was special to me. Like who did you used to watch coming up that you was like, I want to play like that?
Man,
or
Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson, man. It don't matter. Kenny Anderson is the greatest point guard ever out of New York. Yeah, like Kenny Anderson. I had got a tape of Kenny Anderson in 8th grade from a friend, and it was all his Georgia Tech highlights. I used to watch that every day as a kid when I was 15, 16.
From the Bucks, like you travel on teams. You play for a couple of different teams or so forth on, and you know the politics of the game.
Yeah.
What was that one city that you was like, man, I feel comfortable here?
I would have to say, man, I loved Milwaukee for sure. My first 4 years, and I grew to love Detroit. At first, me and Stan, I don't think we really got along too well. But when we went on that run, before I tore my Achilles, I just felt like I was coming into myself. I figured it out. I figured out the game.
Yeah.
Stan really started trusting me a lot, and we was just running the table for me. I think we were 2 games out of that, and then once I tore my Achilles, the game, the game of basketball
in
just
Milwaukee.
changed. Yeah, in Milwaukee too. It just like the game mentally just changed for me. Like the love of it just kind of like, because a lot of stuff started happening to me off the court.
Yeah.
And
life,
it was just
life
life
court
life shit,
stuff.
family stuff, friends,
Yeah.
and it was just more like, all right, like this is weird.
Yeah.
You
the first person to have their own shoe with Under Armour.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like? Like for a company to see where it at now, like Steph Curry and
Basically, you was the first
started
one to
it.
start, right?
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what came with the deal overseas with Under Armour.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I first signed with Under Armour, and they gave me my first shoe deal. And then after my first year, then that's when I got my first signature shoe. I think I got 2 signatures: it was the Black Ice and the Bloodlines.
You kind of brought it over here. Like what?
Before that, it was like the Under Armour was just, we must protect this house
Yeah,
a little,
yeah,
like the
more like
football,
football,
tight
yes, pads and
pads
stuff.
Yeah, football
But
and
you
stuff,
brought
yeah.
it. You basically brought it into basketball.
Yeah, Chris Stone, Ryan Drew, those guys over there at Under Armour, man. It was tough because it's new. It was new, and it was tough to get people to kind of buy into it. But of course, signing Steph was such a big accomplishment for them, and the company has grown.
How was it for you when you, like, after the Achilles thing, you did all the rehab, got yourself back right? How was it for you to be hooping in New York at the Garden?
Man, the Garden was fun,
and
man.
like you had your stretch where you was balling.
Yeah. No, actually, I liked playing in the triangle. It was actually all right because I understood it. But I don't know. It was just I guess just the outside of it, like the outside of the drama, everything going on with Melo and Phil at that time. It just took a lot of distraction away from the team, from what we need to accomplish. You have Derrick Rose over there that's still trying to coming back to, and everybody. So we were all trying to prove ourselves, and then I just felt like that little drama right there just kind of just took a lot of energy off the team.
Talk about, because there's something I know you did. You went to the Rucker,
Yeah,
and went and put up, because he's big. He was big on New York basketball and the being in the Mecca and the energy. Talk about you when you went to Rucker, and did you get a nickname there?
Yeah, they call me like the Equalizer, Doobie Doo, like all type of names. But no, New York basketball, that's everything. Rucker Park back in those days, playing at West 4th, just showing up, you know what I'm saying, just pick up games. Those times were like amazing. Then they had the Elite 24. Then they had the ABCD camp back in the day in New Jersey. And then they used to take a bunch of us, OJ Mel, Billy Walker, and they used to take us and we used to go play in the King Dome in the Rucker Park. Like after the tournament was over, Jay-Z would come in his Maybach and stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy times back then with Sonny. Crazy.
Talk about the influence, 'cause like right now, like you a part of the group, and even after you, like right now, LA basketball is like thriving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
With how many individual players y'all got across the league, and the level of them, superstar, all-star type players. Talk about the impact that, I feel like a Paul Pierce, a Baron Davis, a Andre Miller, had on the whole LA Unified community, I would say, from, all of the guys, all the guys that y'all consist of, but I feel like those 3 guys were 3 of the OG type guys that came before y'all that kind of set the table. Because before, you had Tayshaun, that was my class, but before that, LA was kind of looked at, y'all soft and not really, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Paul, BD, Dre, and then Tayshawn even right behind them in my class, because Tay had a lot of respect with us. He wasn't seen as soft or any of that. He was he was a real boy out there. So I would say those 4 guys had a real impact on changing the way, like, you know, state, like countrywide, y'all were seen as a basketball community.
I mean, I just feel like with the way the reason why LA basketball is so good, because we were young. I mean, I think myself, DeMar DeRozan, you know, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, we was all young going to seeing Tyson Chandler and seeing you guys in high school. So it was different, like what we seen. So when we got older, you know, going to the Real Run, going to the Drew League and things like that when we were young, it's like, like that helped us out a whole lot, you know, seeing that. And you guys were, you know, playing for the Clippers. You know, when y'all came to LA and started doing that, when y'all used to come to Westchester and all that, you don't think Trevor and all them used to see that back then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that had a big effect on us. Like that gave us swag too. Like that gave us a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying? You guys gave us a lot of swag, I feel.
Yeah, but I know you feel proud of, like, to see it now, just to see so many LA kids from the area.
Yeah, for sure.
Not just in the league,
but
they like
each
top,
other, like
top players in the league. Like that's I know that's like dope.
And the fact that y'all legit really know each other. Like y'all legit grew up hooping against each other and with each other, and it's a lot of y'all. Like that's crazy to me.
It's a lot of us.
The connectivity, like they really, you know how like me and you, we tight, but it's not like 9 of us from the crib just doing this all at once, spread out, and we this tight. Like y'all collection is super tight, and it's a lot of y'all.
Yeah, it is.
The fashion world, I know this year they got like crazy jerseys in the NBA. I know you into the fashion world now and so forth. I want to know, what's the best jersey that you felt that you wore, the best fashionable jersey that you felt you wore, and what's the best jersey that you like in today's age? Like, who's got the hottest jersey?
It could be any sport.
Yeah, it can be any sport.
Man, I still think that Deion Sanders Falcon jersey.
That's hard.
That's prime.
That prime is one of the best. As far as NBA, did we have any throwbacks? We was in Detroit?
Nah.
No? Man, I think when I played in Orlando's jerseys was hard.
They always hard.
Orlando's jerseys was hard.
Regular jerseys.
Pinstripes different.
Orlando jerseys was hard.
You know what's been sticking out? Them Brooklyn Bed-Stuy jerseys.
Hard.
I like them Jones.
With
like
the Coogee trimming.
Nah.
I like the Clippers.
The San Andreas
the San Andreas jerseys. I think them hard too.
Yeah, the NBA should let me come design some jerseys.
Yeah, straight up. Tuff Crowd. You decided to get in the fashion world.
Yeah.
And you got all kinds of stuff. Tuff Crowd is just not no one thing. It's not a T-shirt, not just a hoodie.
No, it's a brand.
It's a brand.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
Like, what made you get into Tuff Crowd and made you just get into the fashion world?
I just feel like my life, you know, things that I've seen, my journey, how I started my career, starting overseas, you know, setting the trend, you know, going through my ups and downs in the NBA with the Achilles injuries, playing in China, you know, going to Russia and playing and things like that. So, and then, you know, dealing with stuff outside of basketball. I just felt like life is a tough crowd, man. Like, you know, we're always trying to prove ourselves and we're always trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like with social media, you know, we have a lot of people out here being, you know, like living the life that they really don't live. So it's like, you know, Tough Crowd's about like, you know, being an alpha and, you know, having morals and, you know what I'm saying, like standing up for what you believe in.
Well, you feel like it should be more kids do what you did? Like take that overseas route and go that route?
I mean, man, just do what's best for you. You know, I mean, college basketball. You know, I mean, a lot of kids do dream about playing in college. So, you know, you never want to take that away. But you know, if you trying to get to that money and you trying to market yourself and put yourself in a different position and become a boss, then you better go overseas.
Let me ask you this: how much you got paid?
1.2.
Oh, that
the
first year?
Yeah.
While his friends was in college trying to get that Pell Grant for week 1,000.
Tax free, huh?
Pell Grant ain't gonna move no needle nowhere, boy.
Tax free.
You can't buy no clothes.
Yeah,
you can't do nothing with that little Pell Grant.
Hey.
And we was poor, and they told me we didn't qualify for
And I lived
Pell
in Rome,
Grant. So
Italy.
I was like, what do
So,
you got to be to get
I
the
was
damn
in
Pell
Rome,
Grant?
like, you know.
Like, we is not rich. How I can't get the Pell Grant? telling me nah, bro.
Hey, ask me a question.
Yeah,
Since he got 1.2 his first year without it being in the league.
This is what I love to hear. You know, I don't hear no BS. I want to hear the real deal, Holyfield. When you first felt like you got that money, and even if you ain't do it then, at some point, and I know you. You didn't splurge somewhere. You might look back on it like, yeah, that was kind of crazy, but that shit,
that shit was hard.
You feel me?
That shit was hard. Had to get it off, you know.
Hey, look, hey, I did it. Hey, so what was that for you?
18.
What was that for me?
1.2.
It ain't had to be at 18 at any point. So I'm just big boy.
18, he got 1.2 off the
He
rip.
did something then.
Tax free.
I bought my mom a house with the money.
No. Everybody do that.
I mean, well, I wasn't even in the league. That was just overseas.
Oh, you did that right then?
Yeah, right
he
there.
got 1.2.
Yeah, when I came back.
That's a bar.
I'm talking about that one thing you bought you.
That
You
one
was
thing
like,
I bought
damn,
me.
I just spent that much.
That
was 50.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I think I went to man, cause I
put something on it.
I love fly shit. So
that's why I said I know you now. I know you.
I think when I spent like 100 bands at Cartier for 2 bracelets.
Oh,
the
love bracelet, what they call it, the love bracelet.
Yeah, the love bracelets.
That's
Yeah, I spent like 100 racks. That's when I first got my money from Detroit. I just went straight in. I was just like, dropped 100 bands. Was like, yeah, I need that. Set the bar. Like, let these know.
Let them know. Let them know.
And then I think I had the what? Well, I had the Ghost too, right?
He
Detroit.
was illin'. He
sliding
came
all
that
through the
year,
pots
he
and
came,
stuff.
He came with the Ghost, then he
All
switched
that.
to the 600, the two,
All
the
that.
coupe.
Yeah, I was.
Because that's when you made your young boy lose his mind.
Oh yeah.
First you got.
I was a bad
listen,
influence.
You got. This man got the 2-door when they just came back with the S-Class 2-door coupe. He came with the 65 AMG.
All white, no denim,
with the emblem in the head in the little console.
Yeah, all white seats, no denim on the seats.
How does SpongeBob go? 2 weeks later. Young Stanley Johnson got the same thing. Then Smooth got one too, didn't he?
I think Smooth had got. I think Smooth had got the G-Wagon.
Smooth still getting paid right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Stretch me out, big fella. Stretch me out. Go ahead.
Shout out Smooth, man. He was just wearing Tough Crowd too.
Stretch Pro.
Shout out,
IG,
man. Shout out, man.
Love, bro.
Josh,
My
man.
teammates
Shout
was
out.
wearing Tough Crowd.
Hey, Smooth still getting that check right now. I'm so proud of that boy.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had to start, bench, or cut these people, and I know you a point guard, so I'm gonna go there with it. But I'm gonna go specific. We talking about New York City point guards because they kind of set the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So we gonna go start, bench, cut. Steph Marbury, Rod Strickland, and Kenny A.
Good one.
Man,
I kind of know where he going though. I have a good idea.
Man, I'm gonna start Rod Strickland. I'm starting Rod. Triple-double. I don't care about, triple. Rod was nice.
So I know how it plays out now.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna bring Kenny A off the bench for sure. I'm bringing Kenny A off the bench for sure. I'm bringing Kenny A off the bench for sure. But Rod was nice. Rod went to Oak Hill too.
Yeah, shout out. You went DePaul too.
You gonna cut Stephon Marbury?
Yeah, over them two. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Rod went to Oak Hill and Kenny A. I mean, I grew up watching. You can't go.
I think Stephon Marbury is the best player to ever come out of outside Lou Alcindor, but the best player to ever come out of New York. To me, I think it's Rod. Of course, I respect Rod. Of course, I respect Kenny A. But I feel like Rod and Kenny A created Steph. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In a sense. Mm-hmm. You in your career, you went through, like I say, with the high school thing, you went to 2 different high schools. You went to Oak Hill. You went overseas.
Yeah.
You went to these teams.
Yeah.
And, I kind of relate to that because I done been through so many different teams and so much stuff go on off the court with moving, forward on the court, off the court things. Not to be negative, but just to get in the rim because for me to come back and do this podcast, I knew I had to do something that made me uncomfortable for me to step to a higher level to become a man and to come up. So, them struggles. Like I know you having so much success with the Tuff Crowd, you had to go through something to be where you at. What was the things you had to kind of
well, I needed to like
going too deep?
Well, I just feel like I just got I just got spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Like over the last year or so, more like saging and more just like with crystals and things like that. Just trying to be more within in tune with myself, and it's helped me out a lot. You know, just asking the universe for like forgiveness and things like that. So and asking to like remove people away from my life, and so that's been happening like a lot. Lately for me, and that's why Tuff Crowd is like, I be going so hard with Tuff Crowd with the art and like just going so hard with it because it's like, that's my pain, like that's what I be going through. So that like, Tuff Crowd is like my way of like, being happy again.
Yeah, because I was going through a dark space in my life, and like I had to be more I had to learn to forgive. Yeah, then I had to forgive myself. Right. Then I had to be positive, and then being through that whole stage, it's about energy. You get people around you, it be like, man, it could be something they say, and it be like, man, I don't even want to be
energy is
in
big.
that energy. But I know when I keep good energy around me, it's like, man, the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
everything be good, like good things happen. Next thing you know, I get a phone call, be like, oh, D-Miles, we want you for this.
Yeah, for sure.
Once I start putting good energy in my life, good things start coming around, like in family members and having this podcast, and they're doing a lot of stuff. So I kind of relate to what you're saying. Like you go through so much and you put that out, and then you just finally just be like, look.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I'm so happy now. Like I'm more happy now. I'm out the NBA. Like I'm more happy now. Like I'm not saying like I don't want to go back or anything, but I'm saying I needed some years mentally. It's been like 2 years, so it's been like I needed that mentally, and I needed that just to like get to just know what's really going on around me every day in my life.
Because I wouldn't change nothing from the past either, because I feel like I'm the best me right now.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was trying to say,
Yeah. But no, I feel what you're saying. With you, especially with the way things transpired toward the end, with you dealing with the injury and your body being different and you having to, learn how to work through that. And that's us as athletes. Like
and also watching Reggie Jackson get $80 million was a lot for me. For real. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That kind of, because I was sitting up in the bed, you know what I'm saying, with my leg, you know what I'm saying, and being out for a whole year, and I see a dude, I bust his ass, like, and then he get, it's like, damn, like, I was upset back then about it. That's why I can talk about it now, because I was upset, but it was like, I don't know, but that was just a different.
But that's something that us as athletes we deal with.
Yeah,
you in a position where you just was. You were the man, and you knew what you could do to and with him whenever you wanted. But then you sitting up with your leg, not knowing where your career about to go. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you recovered and got back, but you not knowing in that moment where you about to go. Then you seeing him sign for money, you feel like that's my money, my team. Like if I don't get hurt, they ain't doing this. Like that ain't happening.
You know what used to eat me up, like my draft. You get drafted with your peers and so forth on, and I'm seeing everybody in my draft playing on a playoff contending team. Right. And I'm playing on either one of the worst teams in the NBA, or, you know what I'm saying? Every year I never got on a contending team. You know what I'm saying? That shit used to eat me up, that I couldn't get the opportunity. Because, the playoffs is the biggest stage. Like the season is cool. Like, you get your props. But if you play in a playoff game and do your thing, that's like a higher respect and level. And for me not to be able to get that shit used to just eat me up. And that be mentally getting to you, where you start making bad decisions and shit like that.
And basically what you like, what people don't realize a lot of times, us as pro athletes, whether it's, football, baseball, whatever it is, most guys, if you lucky, you retire at like 35. Like that's if you lucky. Like you get, that'll be 14, 15. But that's long if you lucky. Sure. So let's say if you retire 32, 30, 10, 12 years, whatever, you 30, 32. So that means regardless how much money you've saved and accumulated, like at 30, 32 years old, nobody's about like really gonna just not do anything. So whatever you want to do next, you have to basically figure out what you're gonna do next and go pro again.
Right.
Like, you feel me? Like, the same way we made it all the way to the NBA, to the top level, and grinded, bust our ass to get here to the pinnacle. Now you done. So whatever you gonna do next, you starting at ground zero, and you gotta make your way back up to the pinnacle. Like, so what you doing with Tuff Crowd? That's a salute. You went and took yourself back from ground zero and elevated yourself to I'm doing this shit now. No different than us when we was out. Like, he talking about how he was in the, regardless of how we came from in this podcast, we've made ourselves another career, another lane in there where we're pro. You know what I'm saying? So like if you think about most people that have careers, doctors, lawyers, like once they pass the bar, once they get their PhD, I'm good. I'm set for life. I'm about to eat. Us as athletes, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And like now, like this generation should be the first probably iteration of it where they should, once they get through hooping, y'all shouldn't have to do nothing.
Yeah, I think they about to start making with $50 million a year.
But I mean, not just by the money they making, but just by the trial and error of all of the people, like all of the generations before them, like seeing what was done incorrectly, and now they can bridge that gap. Like you see the money, the way they situate, like how we had our retirement fund. Like now you see they got a fund before the retirement fund. So like as soon as you officially retire, they got something to bridge that gap till you get to your pension. Whereas that's something that's put in place because they've learned that, okay, the pension is cool, but they got to make it to the pension. So now they knew from trial and error to put that other one in place. So now these kids coming through, they should for sure, and I'm sure it's always going to be something that slipped through the crack and whatever, but like they, through our trial and error and those before us and after us, like they can correct that and help them and like you said, the money's so astronomical now that nobody should be popped off.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? But like all us sitting here, it's a salute. Like, salute. You went pro again. Salute.
Hey, what's wrong with him?
That little yak, boy, got to... I'm talking about, boy. Don't let it hit the wrong pitch night.
Giannis, Greek freak. You've been in Milwaukee. And what you think about Giannis in Milwaukee and what the city and team has done?
Man, I love Giannis, man. I love what Giannis has done for the city of Milwaukee. Man, because they're loyal fans, blue-collar state. Man, you know, they work hard every day, and, man, they loyal fans. So, man, what Giannis is doing for them, John Horst and those guys, man, over there in Milwaukee, man, I'm happy for them.
What guys do you like to watch that people probably wouldn't think, or a lot of people don't, you know, look at or talk about a lot? What guys in the league that you look out there like, man, this dude kind of under the radar, but he gonna be all right, or he doing something?
Man, I've been watching Kelly Oubre a lot this year. Kelly Oubre. I like the Jazz move they made getting Jordan Clarkson for some scoring. You know, off the bench because I think he was averaging like 17 over there in Cleveland. So that, you know, that's a very good pickup for them. But I mean, you know, those are my guys. So, you know, those are kind of guys I just kind of look at.
Yeah, Oubre is having a great year this year.
Kelly, yeah.
Man, I wish Youngboy wouldn't have signed last year. He'd have got a bag this year. Like, he got a cool bag, but the money they giving out now, he would have got some crazy money.
Yeah, he playing.
Yeah,
that dunk on JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
He been banging on everybody.
Boof that boy. Yeah, shit that boy so hard.
And then, I mean, Luka. I mean, I can't stop watching Luka.
Yo,
man. I just can't. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy with him because he don't show nothing. Like, he's not the most athletic. He's not the fastest. He's not none of that. But he get it done.
Like
his IQ is high.
My three favorite young players.
Your boy Spencer's hooping too, by the way.
I'm proud of Spence. You know, we seen where he came from.
I know.
And I'm telling you, to see and know, just you gotta be proud and happy for Spence.
For sure.
Spence went from, you know what I'm saying, he probably would have been a lottery pick, hurt his knee in college, had to go later and deal with all that, came in hurt, didn't get to play a whole lot in Detroit, went through all of that, then went to Chicago. Didn't get to play. Then was out the league completely, was just in the G League at one point. Then got back in the league, and then obviously they had the injuries they had out in Brooklyn, and my man took his opportunity and seized that moment. And every time I see him, I just be laughing because, you know, Spence always knew he was this good. Like, you couldn't, from day one, Spence was like,
for sure.
That's why I'm happy for him because it was like a lot of people like him, they never really get there, and people be like, man, he always, but like he for real he always believed he was that good.
Nah, for sure.
And so it's good to see him getting to do that. But like my 3 favorite young players, definitely Luka. Luka is a boy. But then I love Ja Morant. Ja Morant, dog, this boy. That boy got the Steve Francis effect, like where he don't gotta go and score 30, even though, like when I say Steve Francis, I mean in the sense like if you think about when Steve first came in the league, bro, Steve would have the most exciting 16 points you've ever seen, and you'll be like, "Damn, he only got 16 or 18," but it'd be behind the back, boom, loud, boom, and it'd be like everything was loud and disruptive. You think he got like 25, 30. Now, Ja could shoot far better than Steve probably ever could, and he got some different intangibles. But I'm just talking about with his athleticism and his boom, how he be like he taking off. And then my other young boy, of course, I'm biased because he's from my neighborhood in Chi-Town, but you might like him. He left hand Kendrick Nunn, the young boy from Miami that's coming out of nowhere scoring all the buckets. He from my neighborhood.
Okay.
Wild Hundreds, 4 blocks away from where I grew up at. So I'm seeing him like, yo.
Right.
You like Trae Young?
Yeah, I like Trae Young.
I like Trae Young. I think Trae Young is coming into his own.
He cold.
Yeah,
he cold.
Little Frankie Lyman.
I was telling my homeboy, I was like, he advanced than Steph was, like coming into the league.
Yeah,
he instantly just into
it's freedom though. He had freedom though. You remember Steph came in, he had them hogs over there. He had Stack Jack, Monte, Corey McGatty. It was
calm your ass down.
Monte was
Monte was shooting that joint. He was shooting that.
For
shooting it all the time.
For sure.
Touched that ball.
You know what I'm saying? We want to show love, man. We appreciate you coming out, rocking with the boys. We got this special black box. I have to say black box because this is his baby. Okay. So we want to make sure we give credit where it's due. But you know, it's got a couple goodies in there, a little hoodie.
Oh yeah,
you the merch man. So,
for sure. I'm definitely.
You know, it ain't Tuff Crowd, but we got some Knuckleheads.
Nah.
Then we got our gracious sponsor. Now I know this is gonna go to good use. My man does the cognac, and this is the VSOP. Very special privilege. But you know what I'm talking about? They got your boys on the back. We got us a little, you know what I'm talking about, special edition Knucklehead.
I gotta keep
that up on the bar.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
This is hard, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, thank you, man. Y'all don't even know how much y'all inspired us, man, cats in LA, when y'all was playing for the Clippers and stuff, man. You know, you doing your Jordan commercials and stuff, and y'all doing this and coming to the Westchester games and stuff. I remember all that stuff, man. So I thank y'all, man, for real. Y'all the legends to me.
Man, appreciate it, man. Love, bro.